All right, welcome. As you guys can see, Grounded home stretch. It's available now. If you guys have the actual game on Game Pass, or if you own the game, you guys can go and play the last update before it comes out, full release. So this is it, home stretch. There's a few things going on. If you come take a look at their Twitter, we got the talk between Phil Spencer and Adam Brennicky. So we can react to that. I'll play that in a minute. And then Shyla also posted a Grounded developer vlog, so that's cool. We'll go over that and we'll check all that out. And then lastly, we'll go over the patch notes real quick at the end, just so we can kind of cover everything that is going on. So yeah, if you guys do go on to enjoy stuff like this, and if you guys want to see more, make sure that you like, follow, share, subscribe. You already know the vibes. Hit that bell to get notified anytime anything epic happens. I'm Epic, and we're just going to get into it.
Hey everyone, Phil Spencer here. Really excited. We're gonna get to talk about Grounded. Great game, a game I love playing. We have Adam Brennicky here from the team. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm the game director, and thanks so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here finally. We're at the end of the runway for Grounded, and it's a super exciting time.
Yeah, I mean, Grounded is a game we've been playing, for like a couple years now. Started in game preview, in Game Pass. I think it's been amazing to see what over 10 million people have played the game to date. I've played a ton, I love it. Can't wait for the 27th of September when we get 1.0, GA, story mode, all of the great things that are coming. To me, when I think about all of the games that we're building, one of the things I really love about Grounded is you find a passionate team, which you lead, a passionate team that has a real creative idea, maybe something that isn't exactly expected from the studio, but you had a vision about something you were gonna go build, and that we could work together, foster, grow that, to the point we're at now where it's getting ready to release. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's wild to be like in this position to be able to make something so creative. If this is the first time you're hearing about Grounded or seeing Grounded, Grounded is a survival game, and you have to survive in this backyard environment. The main goal is to get home. We're at the end of our journey of building the game and with the community, and this is the final update for the full, complete yard.
It's the biggest update yet, right?
Yeah. We have a bunch of cool surprises, a lot of cool new environments that are going to be really fun to explore.
Yeah.
The team's pouring their hearts into it right now, and I think it's just been so fun to work alongside the community too, that we built with the early access and game preview programs. So many players have given us great feedback along the way, and it's really shaped how we developed Grounded. Right now, we're actually checking out one of the early adventure areas in the game. It's the hedge. You're shrunk down to the size of an ant.
Yeah.
And
actually, I think the ants are bigger than you are.
They're a little bit bigger, right? Yeah. The players right now are going through this hedge maze, and it's nestled on the side of the house. You're trying to figure out how you got here and how you're going to get home. Part of the adventure is exploring all these cool areas and environments of the yard. One thing that we're really proud of for our final 1.0 release is our story.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing that really separates us from most survival games. And we spent a lot of time world building, adding a lot of characters and storylines to the world.
Yeah, I think there's, for me, I played in game preview, Game Pass. It was a great co-op game because we get together as our friends. One of the fantastic ways to go play, build our base. I happened to go visit right around the Xbox Bethesda showcase. It was fun to come out to the studio, you and I getting together. Got me re-energized, so I went back into the game, but so much had changed. And now I'm so waiting for that story mode, the setting, because the story, it's a great setting for a story, kind of have a guided beginning of the game, and then the sandbox will obviously just open up for players. And how will you deal with, I assume you'll have some players who will be like me, returning, of the 10 million people who have played when it comes out. And then you have other players who are brand new, where the idea of, okay, now it's at 1.0, now is when I'm gonna go dive in. You as a team, how do you think about those kind of different players coming, and how do you design for that?
Yeah, so I think the one thing that we want to invite all the players that have tried Grounded, even 2 years ago. We want them to come back and try it again and experience the full story, experience the full yard, because there's so much content in this yard. It's a big open world. There's so many cool environments, cool creatures to find. But I also like for the brand new player, it's a survival game first and foremost, but it's definitely a different twist on a survival game. There's one thing that we're really proud of is the accessibility and approachability. So even just right now, we're looking at the Broodmother fight. So this is one of our boss fights in the game where you fight this giant spider in her spider den. It looks kind of funny because we have arachnophobia mode. And that's one thing that's really important to us is making the game accessible for all different types of players. We have tons of game options. So even if survival seems, that might be a hardcore genre of game, we're trying to bring in a huge audience with a lot of options to play the game how you want to play. I think that's really important to us.
And we saw that in the community, like certain people just focused on the base building and building, frankly, almost levels or bases that took over the whole size of the lake, which was awesome. I think you're gonna get a lot of people who want story. I think the boss battles and the kind of the circle of collecting items, building up your crew so you can go in and take down different parts of the game. Awesome.
People built huge fortresses and spent an enormous amount of time building these crazy, crazy, huge forts. And then that gave us ideas of adding more. So we added mushroom bricks, and we want to add more building materials in the future.
Well, and that loop that you're commenting on now, I don't think that it's not always recognized how important that is. Is like a team has a vision. That vision meets reality through Game Pass and preview, 10 million people play and continue to play, and then they're going to give you feedback, and that will actually change your production schedule, right? Because you're going to listen and watch what people do.
Yeah, even as simple as like sitting in chairs. I know that was a fun one that we put in like a year ago. That was a huge ask. Just like people just want to lounge around in their base, right? They built this huge Now it's something, it's to chill, right? One thing for our 1.0 release, there's a couple more surprise boss fights that we're really excited about.
Any hints or no?
Well, we did show off the Mantis. So that's something that I know a lot of players have been asking for a long time, to fight a praying mantis in Grounded. So we are delivering that experience, and we got a couple more surprises.
That's awesome. Well, congrats to the team on getting to this point. We're not quite there yet, 27th September.
Thank you.
I think for everybody who's played, myself included, I just love the craftsmanship and passion that clearly the team has in putting together such an amazing game. That's a great game to play either by yourself or with your friends. Can't wait to see it come out. And it's great to be here and get to show people more of the game. So thanks for all of that.
Yeah, thank you.
With 1.0 for Grounded releasing September 27th, this update puts us in the home stretch, which, incidentally, is this update's name. My name is Shyla, and welcome to your final vlog of this game preview period. You know when you and a friend are playing a game, and then it gets pretty late, and your friend realizes that they need to log off, but you really wanted to continue to keep playing, but now you can't because they were the host, and you don't know how long it's gonna be till they get back? Well, no need to worry about trying to remember what you were doing, as you and your friends can now share your worlds with the Shared Worlds feature. Shared worlds are stored in the cloud, so you can share these with any of your friends so they can host that world while you're not online. As a host, you can own up to 3 shared worlds at a time, but you can be a part of 50 other shared worlds owned by your friends. This makes it easy for you and your friends to continue to have fun, alone or together. Converting standard games is as easy as visiting the Save Load menu and flipping it to a shared world. Also, there can only be a single instance of a shared world running. So if one of your friends is in a shared world that you own, you will need to join the game that they have running. Any game progress that happens while anyone is hosting a shared world will be appropriately restored regardless of who hosts the world next. And should there ever be a time that you want to go back to playing your shared world by yourself, you can copy that save as a local standard world to play in single player mode. The team has been hard at work revamping the armor and weapon upgrade system. So thank you everyone for sharing all of your feedback with us. You will notice that we have removed quartzite, leather scraps, and leather plates. Now when upgrading, you will need to acquire a unique, non-respawning resource called Fashion and Tough Nuggets found across the yard. These can be found by harvesting stones of toughness or rocks of fashion. Or you may just get lucky and find them in a chest. Once your armor and weapons reach level 5, they will require upgraded cool, tough and fashion nuggets that can be found with good luck throughout the yard until you learn how to create them on your own. Finally, at level 7, you'll need upgraded rad nuggets, which can be found in scarce quantities around the backyard. When the game updates in 1.0, you'll be able to craft these rad nuggets to fully upgrade your whole arsenal. The cost of upgrades has been dramatically reduced. For levels 1 through 5, weapons start at 2 and increase linearly. Armors begin at 1 and increase linearly. For levels 6 and 7, weapons begin at 5. Armor starts at 2. And for levels 8 and 9, weapons begin at 5. It is important to note that these stones are finite as placed and won't respawn in the world. At some point during your adventure, you will be able to craft an infinite amount of these. We hope you'll enjoy these changes, and we look forward to hearing more feedback from you after you have a chance to check this out. Another really neat feature you'll notice are the new time lapses that will play when you decide to take a rest for 8 hours. Burgle now has collected enough chips to remember he can actually roll his treads to inspect the Oak Lab and fulfill his assistant duties. For all your hunger needs, you will now need to craft the cookery, which you will use instead of the oven for your meals. You can unlock the cookery by purchasing the Cooking 101 skill in the science shop. When crafting crow feather arrows, you'll craft 5 now instead of 2. We renamed the glue factory to Glue Masher and updated its art. And finally, and most importantly, you can now tame gnats as pets. Yay! Psh, fireworks, confetti. You'll just need to craft the new rotten meat slurry and hope they enjoy it. Now you and your gnat can go and boop all the other bugs in the yard together. For the complete list of everything that came out in this update, because I know for a fact I didn't cover everything, peep the patch notes below.
But what isn't in the patch notes and already live in the game are some of the new songs that have been going into Grounded by Finishing Move.
You may have heard new music in areas such as the Haze, Upper Yard, and the Sandbox. They are also working on some new songs that will be included in the 1.0 release that we can't wait to share with you. Lastly, join us on Discord if you want to keep this conversation going. We are excited for you all to get your hands on the full release on September 27th. But until then, we hope that you all enjoy this final home stretch. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you out in the backyard. Stay safe and stay grounded.
All right, so now with all that done and out of the way, just a quick look through here in the patch notes, just some simple stuff. Get the cookery, make your meals, pet gnats, armor and weapon upgrade changes, so now everything is going to be different. Shared worlds. I will be looking at a way to share my world with as many people as possible, but if it's, I can only share it with 3 people. I don't know, they didn't make it up to, they didn't specify. Can I only share with a certain amount of people? Can I share with as many people as I want? I don't know how it goes, but if I can share it with a lot of people, I'll share it with as many people as possible that do want it. And then if you can make it into your own custom single player game, then that would give you the world by default and you'll be able to play it. So again, I'll be looking at ways to do this. I don't know right now. I will get back to you guys with that information. But yeah, so we got convert games, nat, pet, time lapse, burgle moves. If you're on PC, you can actually import saves, so that might be something. If you're playing on PC, I might actually be able to like get you the saves somehow, maybe. I don't know if that's what that means. Just new crafting content, cookery and the rotten meat slurry for gnats, cookery for everything with meals. All the stuff about armor and weapon upgrade changes, I'm not going to go through it because she said it all better than I did. Faction reactivity. I did turn off faction reactivity in my world because I was sick of the raids. My world is too big, too many areas for bugs to attack, so I turned that off. But of course, if you do get the world and you're able to mess with it, you can turn it back on if you want. This is big, actually. No longer being launched after hitting your head. That's huge. New audios and stuff. Crafting. Localization, accessibility, combat. Bet. Sweet. New pet stuff. Everything about the pets. New interface. Everything with that. Building general. Oh, okay, that's cool. Before, my backpack would just bounce and bounce and bounce and bounce when I died on my web. Let's see. Floors now support cells and walls underneath them. Hey, that's huge. That's huge. Except for this. This was useful. That was very, very useful. I never did it, but I've seen people that did it. This is huge. All this optimization right here. Resource surveyor switch has been moved from the end of the hedge lab to the small radar lab at the early portion of the hedge. Nice. Okay. Cool. House patio wood panels have been cleaned up and the holes have been patched. Interesting. That's an interesting one because we might be able to go underneath the porch at some point. So I don't know why. Maybe it's going to be a totally dark environment. Dark at all times. Cookie sandwiches now follow big. Bet. This is huge for thistles. Lab chest loot added. Nice. So there's chest loot. Awesome. More reason to run labs. Creatures. Everything new about the creatures. Let's see, we got major fixes. All these major fixes. Everything is getting pretty much overhauled and worked for better optimization. And yeah. So like I said, I will be looking at a way to get my world out to people if I can, because my world's huge, and that was kind of why I built it and why I did what I did with it, because I felt like if they did make a way to download worlds, my world would be insane. So yeah, but anyways, if you guys did enjoy this, like, follow, share, subscribe. You all know the vibes. Hit that bell to get notified anytime anything epic happens. I'm Epic. Check out anything else down in the description. Check out any video popping up. Thank you guys so much for all your support. Catch you in my next whatever I make, whenever I make it. See you then.